The moment a cop says, "Where are you coming from tonight?" most drivers answer without thinking. That single sentence hands the officer a roadmap to escalate. I've analyzed over 300 recorded traffic encounters where that one question triggered a DUI investigation, a consent search, or a prolonged detention. In 2026, officer interview training has evolved. Police are taught verbal sequences designed to get you talking before you realize you're being interrogated. The 5 phrases I'm breaking down today get drivers arrested and searched, not because they're lying, but because they're talking. I'll show you what those 5 things are, what officers do with each answer, and the counter move that shuts every one of them down. This is tactical education only. For specific legal guidance, consult a licensed attorney in your jurisdiction. Thing number 1, telling the officer where you came from. Here's what happens. Officer pulls you over for a lane change. Casual tone. "Hey, where you coming from tonight?" You say, "Left my buddy's place. We were watching the game. Had a couple drinks." You didn't admit DUI, but you handed the officer everything needed to escalate. Police beat training publications confirm officers use "Where are you coming from?" as a baseline intelligence question, establishing your night's timeline before harder questions. Buddy's place plus couple drinks equals DUI investigation. Wrong move. We were at a sports bar, had some food, couple drinks, totally fine. Every word after sports bar is evidence. Counter move. Officer, I prefer not to answer questions. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. Calm. Firm. Your location history is not their intelligence briefing. Field rule. Nothing about your night leaves your mouth at that window. When you go silent on the location question, body cam footage shows officers pivot immediately, shifting to accusation framing. The second verbal trap sounds like the most innocent thing you could possibly say. It is not. Thing number 2. Saying "I didn't do anything wrong." This sounds like a defense. It isn't. Officer says, "You seem nervous. Something going on?" You respond, "Nothing's going on. I didn't do anything wrong. Just trying to get home." 3 things happen against you. First, "I didn't do anything wrong" signals you've assessed your legal exposure. Prosecutors frame this as consciousness of guilt. Second, "just trying to get home" creates urgency, which officers read as wanting the stop to end fast. Third, it triggers the pivot. "Well, if you didn't do anything wrong, you wouldn't mind if I take a look." You just open the door to a consent search. Body cam analysis shows officers are trained to respond to that phrase with exactly that move. Counter move, say nothing beyond your documents. If pushed, "Officer, I'm invoking my right to remain silent." No explanations, no protestations of innocence. Field rule. Defending yourself at the window is not your tactical role. Thing number 3, answering "Are you okay?" This tactic is documented in officer training literature from Police 1. The training article describes "Are you okay?" as creating a condition of cooperation even during concealed interrogation. Concealed interrogation, their language, not mine. Here's the scenario. Lights come on. Officer approaches. "Hey, you okay? You were weaving back there a bit." You say, "Yeah, just tired, long day, didn't sleep well." You just disclose fatigue, a recognized impairment factor under DUI law in multiple states, and confirm the swerving without the officer proving it. Wrong move. Any explanation of your physical state. Counter move. "I'm fine, officer. Here are my documents." Full stop if they continue. "I prefer not to answer questions." Your sleep schedule, your stress level, none of that leaves your vehicle. Stay polite, stay tactical, stay controlled. When wellness questions get shut down, officers escalate to direct pressure. The 4th phrase sounds like a small word. It is not small. It's the word that converts a routine stop into a full vehicle search. Thing number 4, saying "okay" to a search request. Officer hands back your license. Casual. "Real quick, mind if I just take a look? Won't take a minute." You say, "Sure, okay, I don't have anything." 3 seconds later, full vehicle search. The word "okay" is legally binding consent. Under United States v. Drayton, consent requires no warning about the right to refuse. Officers are trained on this. Just a quick look is scripted minimization. Once you say "okay," they search everything. Under seats, trunk, closed containers. Anything found is admissible. A CLU data shows contraband is found in less than 1% of consent searches. They fish. Your job is to close the water. Counter move. Officer, I do not consent to any searches of my vehicle, my person, or my belongings. Repeat it. I do not consent to any searches. One more time. I do not consent to any searches. Said clearly on both recordings, that phrase preserves every challenge your attorney needs. Polite but locked down. When consent is refused, officers shift to future destination questions, building a new narrative angle. The fifth phrase is the one drivers think is harmless, which is exactly why it works against them. Thing number 5, volunteering your travel plans. Consent refused. Officer shifts. Where you headed tonight? Long drive. You say, going to Dallas, got family there, driving overnight to beat morning traffic. Destination timeline, overnight pattern, all captured. If that corridor matches known trafficking routes and officers receive training on interstate patterns, your profile just elevated. Criminal defense attorneys document that officers use route information to build narratives connecting drivers to criminal activity, even without evidence. In 2026, license plate readers are already tracking your movements digitally. Don't add a verbal confirmation on top of that footprint. Counter move. Officer, I prefer not to answer questions. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. Your destination is not their intelligence. Stay silent. Stay tactical. Stay in control. The first 60 seconds protocol. When those lights flash, signal, find a visible, well-lit location. Leave the engine running. Turning it off signals voluntary cooperation with an extended stop, working against you. Dome light on if dark. Hands at 10 and 2. Lock your doors. Crack the window 2 to 3 inches. When the officer reaches the window, for everyone's safety, I'm recording this interaction. Hand documents through the cracked window. Your recording combined with their body cam is your tactical evidence layer. That footage documents everything from first contact. Narrate every reach before you make it. Stay calm, stay tactical, stay controlled throughout. The 4 counter moves. Drill these now. Counter move 1. Am I free to leave? Deploy the moment the traffic mission ends. Ticket issued. Documents returned. Under Rodriguez versus United States, they cannot detain you beyond the stop's purpose without independent reasonable suspicion. Counter move 2. I'm invoking my right to remain silent. Not just staying quiet, saying the words out loud. Under Salinas versus Texas, silence alone before arrest is not protected. Prosecutors can use unexplained silence as evidence. Invoke explicitly. Counter move 3. I want to speak with an attorney. This terminates all questioning immediately. Every time. No exceptions. Counter move 4. I do not consent to any searches. Said on your recording and their body cam. It preserves every challenge. Cooperation is not conversation. Polite is not talkative. Say these 4 counter moves out loud right now. Lock them in before you need them. This is tactical education only, not legal advice. Always consult a qualified attorney in your state for your specific situation. If this gave you a tactical edge, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a field breakdown. The most prepared drivers have counter moves ready for every scenario, not just these 5. The next tactical training is right here on screen. Click it now while this is fresh. Tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from and what time is it there? Know the phrases? Stay silent. Control the outcome.